Rain poured down like heaven itself was crying. On the muddy road outside a crumbling wooden house, a little girl, barefoot, soaked to the bone, knelt beside a small, covered body. Her tiny hands trembled as she pleaded, "Please, Mama, please let me bury him. He's my brother." Her voice cracked, breaking through the roar of the storm. But the woman standing above her, her stepmother, crossed her arms coldly, her face as hard as stone. "We have no money for graves," she snapped. "He's dead, just forget him." And then, as lightning flashed in the distance, a black limousine slowed to a stop by the roadside. The window rolled down, and a man's voice, deep and calm, cut through the rain. "What's happening here?" he asked. That single question would change everything. The village was small and poor, forgotten by time. Most of its people struggled daily just to eat, and children grew up too soon. Among them was Lena, a thin little girl of only 9, with tangled hair and eyes far too old for her age. She lived with her stepmother, Marta, ever since her father had died 2 winters ago. Lena's younger brother, Tommy, was all she had left of her real family. He was frail, always coughing, but his laughter had been the only warmth in Lena's cold world. Then one morning, the laughter stopped. Tommy died in his sleep. There was no medicine, no doctor, no help, just silence. When Lena asked to bury him properly, Marta scoffed. "We'll throw him behind the shed," she said, lighting her cigarette. "I'm not wasting time or money on a brat who's already gone." Lena couldn't bear it. She wrapped Tommy's tiny body in an old blanket and carried him to the road, her tears mixing with the rain. She wanted to find someone, anyone, who would help her give him peace. That's when the limousine appeared. The car didn't belong there. Its shining black surface reflected the storm, its silver wheels splashing through puddles. When it stopped, Lena blinked through the rain, clutching her brother's body closer. The man who stepped out was tall, dressed in a dark suit that didn't belong to this muddy world. His name was Mr. Bennett, a wealthy businessman traveling through town after visiting his late wife's grave. "What's going on, little one?" he asked softly. Lena's lips quivered. "My brother, he's gone. I just want to bury him. Please, sir." She pointed to Marta. "Won't let me." Mr. Bennett's eyes filled with something Lena hadn't seen in years, kindness. He turned toward Marta, whose face instantly changed into a false smile. "Oh, sir, the poor child's confused," she said. "It's been a hard time." But Mr. Bennett wasn't fooled. "I'll take care of this," he said firmly. He knelt beside Lena. "We'll give your brother a proper resting place. You have my word." Lena burst into tears, not of sorrow this time, but of relief. That night, under the same weeping sky, Mr. Bennett arranged for a small burial near the churchyard. He paid for the coffin, the priest, and even flowers. Lena stood beside him, holding his hand as the earth closed over her brother. It was the first time she'd felt safe in years. After the funeral, Mr. Bennett drove Lena back to the small house. She hesitated before stepping out of the car. "Thank you, sir," she whispered. "No one's ever helped me before." He smiled gently. Sometimes, one act of kindness is all it takes to change a life. He gave her a warm coat, some food, and his card. "If you ever need help, call this number." Lena nodded, clutching it like treasure. But when she went inside, Marta's cruelty returned sharper than ever. "You think you're special now?" she hissed. "Don't get ideas, girl." She burned the card and threw Lena's coat in the mud. Days turned into weeks. Lena worked endlessly, washing, cooking, cleaning, while Marta drank away the money Mr. Bennett had given. Yet, even as she suffered, something inside Lena had changed. She had seen what kindness looked like. She knew now that not everyone was cruel. One evening, when Marta fell ill from her drinking, Lena took what little money they had and ran to find Mr. Bennett's company in the city. It was miles away, but she walked for hours until her feet bled. When she finally reached the gates, she fainted. Mr. Bennett found her in the morning, lying near the steps of his building. Shocked and worried, he carried her inside. When she awoke in a warm bed, he smiled. "You found your way back to me." From that day, Lena's life began to change. Mr. Bennett learned her story and decided to adopt her. She went to school for the first time, learned to read, and discovered the world wasn't only pain, it could also be beautiful. But even as her life blossomed, Mr. Bennett carried his own sadness. His only daughter had died years ago, and he'd never healed. Lena's laughter slowly filled that empty space in his heart. In saving her, he had saved himself too. 10 years passed. Lena was no longer the shivering child by the roadside. She had become a kind, intelligent young woman. Under Mr. Bennett's care, she graduated from college and returned to the same village to build something beautiful, a shelter for abandoned and poor children, in memory of her brother and the man who had saved her. The day of the shelter's opening, the sky was bright and clear, the opposite of the day she'd buried Tommy. Mr. Bennett stood beside her, older but proud. "You've done something wonderful, Lena," he said. She smiled. "You taught me how." But fate had one more twist. Among the crowd was a frail, gray-haired woman, Marta. Her eyes were hollow, her clothes torn. She came forward trembling. "Lena, I didn't know where else to go. I'm sick. I have no one." For a long moment, Lena said nothing. The memories of hunger, pain, and tears flooded back. She could have turned away. No one would have blamed her. But then she remembered Tommy and Mr. Bennett's words. Sometimes, one act of kindness is all it takes to change a life. Lena gently took Marta's hand. "Come inside. You'll have a bed here. And food." Tears filled Marta's eyes. "After everything I did to you, why?" "Because someone once showed me mercy when I didn't deserve it," Lena whispered. "Now it's my turn." As the sun set over the new shelter, laughter of children filled the air. Mr. Bennett watched with quiet pride, knowing that kindness had indeed come full circle. He looked up at the sky and whispered, "Thank you, my girl. You've made the world a little brighter." And for the first time in a long time, the world felt at peace. Rose moral of the story: one act of kindness, no matter how small, can heal wounds, change hearts, and light the path for generations to come.